I want that dress for free. Not this dress, it costs more than you know. You don't know who I am, I'll destroy you.
The air inside the SoHo flagship carried the clean, expensive scent of silk and steam, layered with the steady shick of tailor's shears slicing through fabric. The camera lingers low. On the floor, beneath the blazing task lights, Imani Thorne knelt with careful precision. Her knees ached, a deep, familiar soreness earned across 30 years in fashion houses that rarely remembered the hands behind the masterpieces. A fine sheen of sweat caught the light along her rich mahogany skin. Chalk dust clung to her apron. Loose threads brushed her wrists. To anyone passing quickly, she might have looked like another exhausted seamstress pushing through another late shift. But the lens holds. A closer look reveals intention, mastery. Every stitch is exact, every motion controlled. This is not labor, this is authorship. The gown before her is no ordinary garment. It is the Phoenix gown, a piece so complex, so fragile, that Imani refused to ship it. She insisted on finishing the final hand-stitching herself, here in New York, before accompanying her client to the Global Fashion Gala the next evening. This wasn't just couture, it was legacy. Stop right there. Look at the framing. This is what we call the trap of humility. Because Imani is doing the work herself, the predator assumes she lacks the power. This is where it all begins. Not with a scream, but with the silence of a woman who knows her worth being overlooked by someone who only knows their follower count. Have you ever watched someone dismiss the work of decades because it doesn't fit their narrative? The bell above the door rang. Sharp. Disruptive. The camera turns with Imani's gaze. Stacy Sparkles enters like a performance in progress. Mega influencer, 2 million followers, ring light already mounted to her phone, lens aimed forward as though the world itself exists only as her background. She doesn't glance at the framed sketches along the wall. She doesn't study the craftsmanship displayed on mannequins. Her eyes stay fixed on herself. OMG, hi! Stacy chirps loudly, voice bouncing off the minimalist concrete walls. Is anyone actually working here? Her gaze drops. She notices Imani on the floor. Oh, hey, sweetie, Stacy adds casually. Yeah, you. I need a dress, like, immediately. Imani removes a pin from between her lips with calm control and secures it into the cushion strapped to her wrist. Only then does she rise, unhurried, deliberate. When she stands fully, she is taller than Stacy by half a head, and the quiet gravity of her presence shifts the air in the room. The shop is closed for private walk-ins, Imani says evenly. I am completing a commission for tomorrow's gala. Stacy laughs, sharp, dismissive. The gala? Sweetie, you're literally on the floor pinning hems. I'm an invitee, a main character. Look, I had a dress lined up, but it's trash. This one will do. She points toward the Phoenix gown. I'll take it, for free, obviously. I'll tag you in my get ready with me after you'll blow up overnight. I'm literally doing you a favor by standing in this dusty shop. Did you hear that? Dusty shop? This flagship is worth $10 million. But because it's filled with history instead of ring lights, Stacy labels it dusty. She uses sweetie as a sedative, a way to talk down to a black woman who has more talent in her pinky than Stacy has in her entire content calendar. Did you know that while black designers drive an estimated 80% of global street style trends, they represent less than 5% of lead designers at major fashion houses? Imani isn't just a seamstress, she's the 5% holding the door open. This is the moment your blood should be boiling. Miss Sparkles, Imani replies, I do not trade my life's work for exposure. This gown is a $5,000 commission. That price is firm. The word no lands like a physical offense. Stacy's smile hardens. 5,000 for this? Be serious. It's mid. Honestly, it's giving sweatshop quality. You should be paying me to wear your stuff. Do you even know who I am? My engagement is worth more than your entire life's work. She pivots suddenly, exaggerating a stumble. Her iced oat milk latte tilts. The camera catches the movement in crisp detail. The liquid arcs through the air and crashes directly onto a bolt of rare white silk laid carefully across the cutting table. Silk Imani had reserved for her Thorne Academy students' scholarship showcase. Oops, Stacy murmurs with a smirk. Then, smoothly, she flips her phone to selfie mode and taps Go Live. Guys, I'm literally shaking, she sobs instantly, tears summoned on command. I tried to support this minority-owned boutique, and the owner just attacked me. She was so aggressive because I gave constructive criticism. Look at this place. Total scam. Sparkle Squad, do your thing. Hashtag cancel Thorne NYC, hashtag justice for Stacy. The door slams behind her moments later. The next morning, the camera moves to a different setting, the Thorne Academy. We see the faces of 20 young designers, mostly dark-skinned girls from the local community, staring at their phones. The cancel movement has taken hold. The shop windows have been tagged with digital hate. Maya, a quiet girl with nimble fingers and a sharp eye, is crying into her sketches. Are they going to close us down, Miss Imani? She whispers. Imani places a hand on the girl's shoulder. Her voice is like iron. Maya, they can only close what they can reach, and they haven't reached the truth yet. Go back to your machine. We have work to do. Every stitch you make now is a rebellion against ignorance. Maya wipes her eyes and turns to her machine where she is repurposing a waste fabric into a sustainable corsetry piece, a technique Imani taught her to show that beauty can be found in what others throw away. The room hums with renewed focus. Stacy is at brunch watching her numbers climb, laughing at the clout. Imani is in her community holding the line. But here is the justice math Stacy didn't account for. One bolt of destroyed silk, $6,000, 18 hours of cleaning restoration, $2,700, plus 4K security footage. Priceless. The higher Stacy climbs on her mountain of lies, the further she has to fall. The following evening, the red carpet outside the Metropolitan Museum pulses with camera flashes and shouting fans. Stacy Sparkles poses eagerly, wrapped in a cheap, ill-fitting knockoff gown. She chats animatedly with reporters, recounting her version of events with practiced victimhood. I'm just grateful I can use my platform for truth, she says, flipping her hair. I tried to help her, but some people just don't want to be helped. It's sad, really. The crowd suddenly hushes. A sleek black Maybach glides to the curb. The door opens. Imani steps out. The phoenix gown is no longer fabric. It is movement. Light and shadow stitched together. The crowd gasps as photographers scramble, shouting her name. Fashion editors lean forward. Stacy's face drains of color. She looks like a ghost in polyester. Moments later, on stage, the applause is thunderous. Tonight's guest of honor, the host announces, recipient of the Lifetime Achievement and Global Icon Award, Imani Thorne. Imani accepts the microphone with calm elegance. Excellence, she begins, voice steady, is often invisible to those who only look at surfaces. Yesterday, a young woman entered my flagship. She saw a woman of color on the floor and decided I must be the help. She called me sweetie. When I declined to give away my work for her exposure, she attempted to destroy my name and the dreams of my students at the Thorne Academy. The massive screens behind her flicker to life. Security footage, 4K, high-fidelity audio. The audience watches in stunned silence as Stacy mocks the garments, demands freebies, and the killing blow deliberately spills the latte. The audio cuts clean. My engagement is worth more than this dusty shop. The room holds its breath. It's not just a social death, it's a professional execution. I keep my receipts, Imani continues calmly. A defamation lawsuit was filed this morning for the sum of $1.5 million in damages. And as of 10 minutes ago, your management agency, one of several subsidiaries within the Thorne Group, has formally terminated your contract for morality clause violations. You'll find the termination notice in your inbox, right next to the subpoena. Security gently escorts a sobbing, panicked Stacy away as her follower count visibly drops in a live ticker on the big screen. From 2.1 million to 1.4 million and crashing. The Sparkles squad is disbanding in real time. Imani turns back to the audience and specifically to the camera that she knows Maya and her students are watching from the academy. To my students, she says softly, never let loud ignorance silence quiet mastery. Every stitch you make, every design you perfect, every effort you put in, those are your victories. We are the architects. The rest are simply visitors. Have you ever built something so intricate, so real that no amount of noise could diminish it? The standing ovation shakes the room. Legacy, like truth, cannot be canceled. Like the phoenix gown itself, crafted with patience and care, the truth rises, untouched, untarnished, unstoppable. From the other side of silence, toss stories, where real voices rise and truth finds its echo. Like, subscribe, share. Stay with us because the truth always has the final word.